Those Utah Sisters, and in this video, we are explaining the game Liar Liar. Liar Liar is a very fun game to play with your class because you need no supplies. It's just a list of questions that the teacher has access to and a scratch paper, one for every student. So the first time you're going to play with the whole class, and then the more you play, you might be able to break off into smaller groups like 8 students or 10 students playing against each other. So when you play the entire class, you're going to divide the class in half and say, okay, this half of the class, you're the red team. This half of the class, you're the blue team, or whatever you want to call them. The purpose of the game is to be on the team that ends with the most points, okay? Each round, you are going to read a question and decide which team this is directed at. So I would say, like, blue team, this question is for you. And I read them a question. Without any talking, the blue team needs to have every individual student write down what they think the answer is. If they are confident in their answer, I will say liar, liar, and they will stand up. Or they can choose to bluff and stand up with those that are confident and hope the other team doesn't know they're bluffing. Then the red team will get to choose one person from the blue team that is standing up to answer the question. So we'd be like, okay, we pick Jimmy. Jimmy has to read us what he has written on his paper. During this, make sure everyone remains standing. This is very important. Nobody can sit down when we choose who's going to read the answer. They all have to stay standing. If Jimmy here answers correctly, our our team loses. Their team gets a point for every person that is standing up. So if there was 8 kids standing up on Jimmy's team and we chose Jimmy out of 8 kids, their team gets 8 points. If Jimmy answers incorrectly, they restart back at 0. So it punishes you for bluffing if you don't actually know the answer. Then the game continues with it going to the red team. The teacher will read a new question. The red team will write down their answers and then stand up if they know the answer or if they want to bluff, and the blue team will pick one of us. The game continues trading off red questions and blue questions until every question has been answered, and then the team with the most points wins. To add a little bit of a twist to the game, I teach high school, so in the high school level or maybe secondary level, this is something you could do. If someone is chosen and they answer wrong, the opposite team can pick a second person. So in my example, we chose Jimmy. Let's say Jimmy is wrong. We can now pick a second person that is standing to answer. Okay. If the second person chosen also gets it wrong, we can steal all of the points by adding a point for every person on the team that was standing up. So if my team, I'm the red team, and I called on 2 different blue people, they both got it wrong, but there were 8 kids standing, my team would steal 8 points. Okay, hopefully that makes sense. That's just an alternate way to play. You don't have to play that way. It just kind of adds more fun into the game, obviously. And there you go. Then, like I said, the first time you play, you're hopefully going to play with the whole class because it's really fun. But the more you play, you can break them off into groups of like 8 or 10 and then give them a sheet of questions and they just alternate and it has the answers on there. And then they can play in smaller groups and get more repetition of the questions. But the first time or two, we recommend playing as a whole class just till they get the hang of the game. If you give this a try in your classroom, be sure to tag us at those Utah Sisters.